Alright, we're here with Matt. He's our profile of us. Spicy Red-Eyes Guardragon?
That's what I'm calling it.
Alright.
So, first off, we got, of course, 3 Red-Eyes Black Dragons, as you would expect. Then we've got 1 Black Flare Dragon, because I found that a lot of the times you have to banish one of your red eyes in order to get your plays off, and it's pretty much necessary for you to have 3 to get your full board. So I put him in, and he's a little bricky, but he gets the job done. 1 Darkness Metal Dragon, because you need the most broken dragon in the game in order to get off Guardragon plays. 3 Black Metal Dragons. Searches you for your red eyes to summon with Staryuja's effect. Searches for the trap that I'm going to show you in a little bit, and it also chain blocks your Staryuja so they can't ash it or ghost over it. 2 Dark Worm and 1 Gate 0. Pretty much need to special summon this guy out in order to search this, in order to get your plays off. I've been back and forth, but Infinity might be better because you can pendulum summon your red eyes if you brick hard and only have this in hand. You can put it in scale, and then it'll automatically put the gate in scale, and then pendulum summon all your 7s. On the other hand, there's some bricky hands where you just get this, and you can pendulum summon out multiple low levels to start going into the links. And we've got 2 Black Serpents and 2 white. I was running 3 white, 1 black, but I found that in a lot of turns I would discard, I'd open with this, and then I could just send this to grave to special summon this out right away. Whereas before I would, and at least if I get this one first, I can still search with this after searching this with this, whereas before I would open with this and then I'd be screwed. 2 Defrag Dragons. Being able to pitch your red eyes into the grave and then get a free special summon is pretty great. It did come up once where I was able to banish 3 baby metals to special summon this from grave, and that pretty much saved the entire game. 2 Dragos, because you need as many extenders as possible, and a lot of the time you'll go into your summon source and have nothing else, but thanks to this you can special summon it to an arrow and then just go off from there. 1 World Chalice Guardragon. I don't play the Amorphage and the Arcbrave because I found them really bricky in this deck. This is just an extender for the end board to get another red eyes from grave to field. 1 Destrudo, because your final play requires a level 7 synchro. For your spells, we got 3 Dragon Shine, which is pretty standard. You pitch a red eyes to grave, and since it's a normal, you can then pitch a Dark Worm to grave, and since Black Flare is a Gemini, he also counts as a normal that you can pitch to grave. 3 Instant Fusion. Again, you need as many extenders as possible. Yeah, it's once per turn, but if I draw multiples, I can just shuffle it back in with Staryuja. 3 Dragon Shrine and 2 Terraforming. Again, you need as many extenders as possible, and this is basically like an extra 3 copies of Ravine, not Shrine. Yeah, it's basically an extra 3 copies of Shrine, and if you drop multiples, it's a soft once per turn, so you can activate 1 pitch from hand to pitch to grave, and then activate another 1 pitch from hand to pitch from grave. It's pretty great. The deck does sometimes need draw power early on, so I've got 2 Allure of Darkness. Only 2 because you don't always want to see it, and you don't want to be forced to banish Red Eyes card. And then for other extenders, we got 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Return, and 1 Succession, which all pretty much do the same thing. The idea is get more dragons on board. Last 2 spells, we've got a 1-for-1 to get out a baby dragon if you open with a bunch of high levels, and then Foolish Burial if you need the extra pitch to grave. Sometimes I wasn't able to get World Chalice Dragon in grave, So I would draw this Officer Yuja and then pitch it to the grave with that, and then use its effect to get another Red-Eyes on the field. And then the last card is a, what is it? Red-Eyes Fang with Chain. Didn't use this once today. You pretty much need the optimal hand to end off with this. And it's basically free monster removal if you do get it. For the extra deck, we run 3 Flare Metal Dragons. They are the MVP of the deck. Your best board is going to end off with 3 of these. So for every effect or card activation your opponent does, they burn for 1500, which gives them about 5 cards to play before they die. Then for the links, Twin Triangle Dragon is MVP number 2. If your plan goes off, you Dragon Shrine Red-Eyes to grave and then get Dark Room to grave. He special summons Red-Eyes from grave.
Is closing in about 20 minutes there. So.
Okay, so you get Red-Eyes grave, summon him off of this effect, and then go immediately into Summon Sork, and then you just go off from there. Summon Sork, of course, the most broken link monster in the game, maybe. Being able to special summon, you can special summon. There's some decks where you can special summon to your opponent's side of the field, and it still works. And it's like, oh, okay, that's great. Then we've got the 3 Guardragons, of course. Not sure what else I can say about these. They are kind of broken cards. Deck or hand, grave, and extra deck. Extra deck's probably the most broken one, being able to summon anything for free. 2 Saryujas, drawing 8 cards is good, being able to get 2 free special summons is good, and attack boost is good. The newest card in the deck is the Hieratic Link, which basically gives you an extra interruption on your end turn board. Tribute it to bounce a card back on the opponent's field to the deck. There's not really anything you want to summon from the deck with this, but at the same time, being able to get something on board and being able to, well, it's more valuable just to get rid of an opponent's card than to summon something from deck with this. For going second, we have 1 Boral Sword. This is the only going second card in the entire deck. Summoned it once all day, and it did win the game, so pretty good. For synchros, we've got the Agripane target with Abyss, free negation, and since it negates effect and not activation, your opponent still takes the burn damage from the 3 Black Flare Metals. And then the last synchro is Meteor Burst, who's able to, he basically kicks off your end turn board because you summon him. You're going to have at least 1 Red-Eyes on board. You summon him, summon the Gate 0 from field, then you start going into your overlays to summon Darkness, Flare Metals, and use Flare Metal effect to get more level 7s, and you just go off from there. And then the last card in the fusion deck is Darkfire Dragon for your instant fusion target, because he's probably the card I use the most with Destrudo to go into Meteor Burst. And then lastly, we have the side deck. I didn't really use this at all. It's kind of bricky for this deck because you need as many combo pieces as possible, but I have 2 Phantasme, which I did summon twice today, I think. It was the card I sided in the most for going second. 3 Winter Cherries for the possibility of going up against other Guardragon decks, but whenever I sided in, I never saw it, so thanks. 3 Pankratops, because it's a free level 7. The pop is nice as well, but again, it goes into your Black Flare Metals. The 1 negation hand trap that we have is Gamma and Driver. Sided this in once and only drew the Driver, because of course. And then the last 3 cards for going second are evenly matched. And what can I say about evenly matched other than it blows up their board?
There you go.
That's the deck.
Okay, well thanks.
Thanks.